Hi everybody, it's Jody Lynn.
And Cheryl.
We're your ELA coaches this year and we're going to talk to you about the new layout for the curriculum maps. So when you open up your grade level curriculum map, you will see that you will come to a landing page that is really hyperlinked to all of the sections of the map. It has 4 or 5 sections: basic information, unit basics, writing, standards and question stems, and then resources. All you need to do, depending on what section of the map you want to go to, is click on the hyperlink and it will take you there. Cheryl's going to talk to you about basic information.
All right, so section 1 is all about your basic information. You have your enduring understanding, which is your overarching question. You have your essential questions that will walk you through the unit. Then you have your unit description along with your reading focus. And then at the bottom, you have a few notes.
The next section that we're going to come to is the unit basics. Important things to pay attention to here is the length of your unit and the dates that it runs through. You have your focus of student learning, and then next your priority terms. Remember, these are the terms that students should understand by the end of the unit. And then you may scaffold with responsive instruction terms for your students for reading and writing. The next section here is suggested, let's stress it again, suggested summatives and formatives that you and your PLC could choose to use, but remember, it's up to you.
All right, then we come to section 3, which is our writing opportunities. So on the left-hand side, you're going to see we have the genre focus. So for this particular unit, we're talking about narrative and informational writing. In the middle section are all of your writer's notebook ideas. This is a great place for you to click on the links to see some ideas that can be used within the unit. Then lastly, you have your mechanics focus suggestions. These are just mechanics that you can focus on in your writer's notebook. The last piece in the writer section is your writing process. So you'll see you're not going to get through all of the writing processes throughout one unit. In this particular unit, you're just getting through pre-writing and then, of course, drafting.
That brings us to section 4, which are your grade level standards. They're always going to be on the left, and then across from them are question stems and prompts that you could use with your students. You can put these on sentence strips, you can put them on popsicle sticks. It's endless, the ideas that you can use with them.
All right, section 5 are your resources. On the left-hand side, these are all of your resources that you can use with your students. You'll notice the student packet is linked there along with everything else that students can use.
And then on the same side, we have the blue side, which are resources for you as a teacher. Once again, we have a hyperlink to the district drive where you can get the individual texts if you'd like to upload them to your Google Classroom. We also have for you here that Master Interactive Graphic Organizer Hub, along with ideas for student engagement, and then the bell work and agenda slide templates if you'd like to use those.
At the bottom, this is just in our Unit 1, but you see that we have the procedures and platforms to think about during those first 3 weeks of school. So you can click on any of the hyperlinks to go through, whether it's setting up and using Google Classroom, to using Storyboard that, or logging into News ELA.
Just tons and tons of resources here. And then we also have a resource section for you as a teacher, sample slides for champs, how to use Google Classroom, setting up email, Flipgrid, News ELA, Storyboard that. Just tons and tons of resources here. But as usual, if you have any questions about anything, please reach out to one of us and we will be happy to help. The next section of this video is going to be walking you through the task. Hi, now we're back into the overview for Unit 1, the tasks. You can see up at the top we have hyperlinked in for you your grade level Unit 1 units. Just some food for thoughts. If you print out your unit overviews and annotate them, you can use them as an artifact for evaluation.
All right, in section 1, the basic information, you're going to read through this section. Don't forget to read those crucial notes that are at the bottom. Do you want to create posters or sentence strips with the enduring understandings and or the essential questions? Something to think about.
Great idea, Cheryl. When you're in section 2, the unit basics, remember to identify the length of the unit, the focus of student learning, priority terms, and always begin with the end in mind and look through those suggested assessments.
All right, let's move into section 3, your writing opportunities. So here's where you're going to identify the genre focus and the writing process for the unit. And you can also look over those writing notebook ideas.
Into section 4, remember you want to read through the standards and think about how you can utilize the question stems for your classroom discussion. Remember in the video we talked about putting them on popsicle sticks or even writing them on sentence strips.
As you get into section 5, those are those resources. Take a look through the resources that you can use with your students, and then take a look at the resources for you as a teacher. Think about what you can upload to your Google Classroom. Maybe it's resources, documents for your students as you start off the school year. Then you're going to pick and choose what you and your PLC can use, and then you will tweak it to meet your needs.
So as we finish off this video, you can begin working with your PLC to develop your lesson plans for Unit 1. Don't forget, you want to be sure to grab your student packets, locate them in your building, and count out enough for you and your students. Something to think about is making sure that you grab enough packets that you can model. So if you're teaching in a block classroom setting and you have 3 blocks of ELA, maybe you want to grab 3 extra packets. And just so that you know, all of units 1 and 2 have been shipped from JFK, and they are somewhere in your building. So as usual, Cheryl and I want to thank you, and we look forward to working with you this year. Say goodbye, Cheryl.
Goodbye. Have a great year.